what are the goals overall as a class, and sort of what's your team's goal, and what's your personal goal? You know, so I had one student who wanted to, she was very, very, very shy. She was a little Cape Verdean student who really didn't say a lot. She was also, I had a lot of English as a second language students, so some of them weren't quite confident with their English skills. So one of her goals was to be able to talk to people that she didn't know very well. And she got to do that with her customer service, practice the mock customer service, and then, you know, she stepped up and said, okay, I want to take the lead and, you know, be the point person at the store.
Definitely a lot of soft skills, a lot of thank you, stop back again, good morning, how could I help you, just basic common verbal commands that you would use if you were really serving somebody. So that was really nice to see, and it's nice to see now in new students that are helping out and growing. Again, with the counting money, even though I couldn't have my students sign off on the paperwork, I did have them count money for a deposit. There was 2 slips we needed to fill out for a deposit, so filling out that paperwork, because someday they'll need to do banking on their own. Even cleaning, I've had students that, one shocked me, that dropped something on the floor and picked it up and put it back on the cart. And I let it get the best of me, and I shouldn't. I said, you know, no, you can't do that. We need to serve this. We can make somebody sick. And even teaching them basic cleaning skills, that if you drop something on the floor, you need to wash it before you could use it again. I think those were the basics. There's a lot of social soft skills I've seen grow, which is nice. Counting the money, the process of counting the money and filling out the paperwork to deposit the money, and also filling out paperwork for checks. I purchase all the supplies we need on my credit card, and then I get reimbursed through the school account. So the process of filling out the paperwork for the check and supplying the proper receipt so that I could get reimbursed. I think those are the 2 biggest ones. You know, job skills, but I think that's kind of the same as soft skills, as using manners. If a customer's upset, what's the right way to talk to them? Teaching them self-control. If a customer gets upset, you can't yell back or snap back at them. I think that's it.
I've seen all kinds of skills developed. I like to use Michael as an example, because Michael in freshman year would barely give me anything beyond a shake of a head for yes or no, or you'd get a 1-syllable yes or no. And by his senior year, he stepped up to take the lead on the inclusion video. He was emailing and calling individuals to schedule interviews. He was conducting interviews on tape. It turns out he has an amazing, like James Earl Jones, deep, resonant voice. We just had never heard it before. And just to see that growth in confidence and public speaking skills. And he said when he had to present his grad project, he was so much more comfortable in, you know, speaking and presenting, because we sort of forced it out of him over time.
How we projected our business as a minor service and repairs, take the tire, patch a tire. They developed those, and you would think sometimes you could mark their improvement by, say you were on a racetrack and you were one of those race cars, you go into the pit, how quickly they can, you know, change the tires, put the new tire on, they're back out. They got to be where they were very good and very fast. Not that was a requirement, but they became so accustomed to, you know, providing, to changing the tire or patching the tire.
That we saw a lot of improvement in their money management skills, and some of the soft skills for employment that we really stressed in the class that we were doing, just being on time, having a clean uniform, having good hygiene, working together, working as a team, and doing your part in the business, all of those skills that they can apply to work settings in the future, things that we really are so hard for kids, for anybody, the things that keep them from getting a job, because they don't have those skills that employers are looking for. And it was such a great opportunity for us to teach those skills and then to apply them in the business. Just calling in when you're not going to be there and letting somebody know, just not showing up for your shift, and being able to take constructive criticism on the job from your boss, and respecting your job. Just simple, not simple, but really important skills for employment that we really stressed for the kids. If they want to be successful, you want to have a job, these are the things that employers are looking for.
If myself or another adult was working at the coffee shop and we heard something that wasn't right, so for example, if a student addressed another student in an inappropriate way, we would correct it then. Sometimes there's conversations that we have in the morning by saying, hey, make sure you say thank you when they leave. It's the right thing to do, and hopefully they'll come back and visit us tomorrow. I feel like with this type of business, there was just a lot of natural moments where if something came up, we were able to address it. And if it happened again with a student, it would just be something that we would address again.
The actual teaching the skills, I think, and then working on it and then having an opportunity to apply it in a real situation really helped. And then being able to reinforce that, and then having their partner being able to model that, and the partner being able to reinforce it and as they're working. And I think that worked really well. And just constantly saying, to the kids, reinforcing, that was a great way to communicate, or you really worked as a team, so that they could get that in their head. That's what we're talking about. That's what we want you to be able to do. And that what makes a good employee and what makes a good business, and it's just a real-life opportunity to practice those skills.
Each of the students, too, we have 10 sites now, including the UW, Manitowoc. So each of the students are responsible for at least one site, and they go to that site then every week, and just like Charlotte was saying, they're responsible to collect the money, to talk to the manager on the site to see if there are any new orders or special orders, if they want any certain types of keychain stock, like now with the football season with the Packers, or like Sue was saying earlier, if there's certain colors or whatever it is. And so then they are responsible. They got their storage container that they bring their items out there, and they restock the flyers. And then they bring back the money, they bring back the orders, they fill the orders, then they take the orders back. They schedule this all by using the city bus. The first time or two or three, whatever it takes, either a staff member or a student that's been in the program for a while will accompany the student on the bus, show them the process for setting up a site and how to communicate with the supervisor and bring back the items, and then the student transitions into going by themselves. They're going shopping on their own. They're picking items. They're talking about items, what's selling, not selling. They get to give their opinion a lot of things. And so like with keychains, a lot of times we're sitting around these morning meetings, and it's like, what do you think we should make? What do you think would sell? And different students come up with different ideas and what they like, different teams or the military or whatever that should be, they think should be a keychain out in the community. With pizzas, we have a lot of ideas going around the pizzas and what they like about them, don't like about them, and how they want to try a different size maybe. Right now we don't have the space, but we have a 16-inch size. It's a big size pizza. And so they've been saying, it'd be nice if we had a 12-inch pizza. But, those may seem like little things, but they're making decisions about their business, and they're talking about it, and we're brainstorming about it. And just like right now, going to the catering event that we're going to be doing. So we're talking about that and who's going to work it, and how are they going to come on a Saturday, and planning out the day. And I just think those decision-making skills, you can talk about decision-making, but it's real-life stuff. So, I mean, it's some serious brainstorming going on around the room here in the morning about what's working, what's not working. I just think you have to immerse yourself into something like this. Like right now, we're at $1,300 in sales. For us, that's a big deal from where we've had other sales in the past. And it's not just a fundraiser. They're starting to see the continuity of this, and it's a business, and we're putting money back in. And now we just bought this pizza warmer with some of our profits from the business for these catering events, and they're getting the commissions, and we had to buy the second freezer because we were running out of space. And I think it's that decision-making, that planning, that goal setting that is real. It's not like it's a workbook example. This is real stuff. If we don't get that freezer, we don't have room to keep the supplies to keep up with the demand for the pizzas. And does that make sense? That's what I really like about it, is that it's forcing all of us to be in a real decision-making mode, and sometimes it's stressful. We've had some stressful moments here going through the process, too, having people understand their responsibilities, and because they're trying to balance a lot of things, not just the business, of course. They're trying to balance their other jobs. They have an opportunity to go on individual appointments, like out to eat with their classmates. They have to schedule that around their business time and their other daily plans. And sometimes people get concerned about, this with the stress or the work and the demands, but I think it's preparing them for the real world. I think in all of our jobs, that's just what we have to do on a day-to-day basis.